Hi there, I am Joseph Asukwo, and this is still Golang for Beginners, where we throw more lights on topics for beginners to understand and grasp the concepts. We have been in this series of Go concurrency, why is Go fast, and all those things. The secret to why Go is special and is fast. And we talked about concurrency, Goroutines, mutex, and wait group, and what do we have it. So for this series, we are going to talk about what we regard, what we call channels, right? I'm going to talk about channels. And if you are not familiar with what we have been doing so far, I would advise you to go back and get to watch the series again, know what wait group is, what mutex is, what go routine is. That's how you're going to follow along. So basically, what is a channel? So a channel, let me just put it down here. A channel is a way of communication between Go routines, right? A channel is a way in which Go routines can communicate with each other, right? I know we have been sending things between Go routines from one from one this thing. We have sent things through Go routine from one Go routine to another, and then we are using wait group and mutex and all those things to kind of block race condition from happening, right? And if you don't know what race condition is, please check the previous video because it's a very, very important topic when it comes to Golang. So we can actually refactor our code to not to use mutex, to use just channels and wait group, of course, to wait for all the Go routines to finish running. But you can use channels to actually send information to and fro from one Go routine to another without having to use mutex. And today we are going to try and refactor that, right? For example, now when we are talking about using channels, right? There's something called buffered and unbuffered channels, but we are not going to go into that in this video. We'll have a special video for that, or if you need more context about that, you can write me or message me. I'm going to talk about, we'll explain the difference between buffered and unbuffered channel. So let's just do something here quickly. We can just do, sorry, let me put this CCH, and then we do make channel. So we're going to do make channel. Let's just say we are calling our channel int, right? So make channel int. So I want to show you something, right? So basically in this channel you can pass in a value like an integer value, right? And then you should be able to receive the integer value here. Let's just say results, right? You should be able to you should be able to receive it back here from that channel, right? So we are going results equals to, so yeah, you're supposed to, so what it does, that it passes in here and then you get it here. But I'm showing you this because I want you to see the trick. I want to show you something, right? This is going to throw an error. This is going to throw like not even an error, a panic, because the main.go is known as is actually known as like one Go routine on its own. You cannot send things between through a channel in one Go routine. It has to be between Go routines, right? So that's what I'm trying to show you this. So let's just log.println results, right? And then let's call the results here. And now if we run this, go run main.go, you're going to have a panic. Yeah, you can see that you have a panic. So now how do we clear this panic? So you're going to have something like, like I said, go func. It runs in the Go routine, and we call the Go routine is true go func. So you take this, so you're spinning this up in one Go routine here, and then you're awaiting the result in another Go routine here. So let's do that. Go run main.go again. You can see we're having 8. So you pass in 8 through this channel, and this channel delivers it to this result, and you're printing out the result here. So that's like the basic concepts about channels, right? So what we're going to do, let's clear this, right? what we are going to do, we are going to try and refactor this code. We're going to try and refactor this code just so that we can show you how we can use channels to stop race conditions without the need of mutex, right? And then you decide if it's better for you or you still prefer to use mutex. So here we go. Let's just rename this with channels, right? So that's with channel. I'll just go ahead and clear everything here, maybe except for this. I'll just go ahead and clear everything else here. So we have a start time, and of course, like I said, we're going to make our channel. Let's make our channel. Our channel is equals to make channel the same way I did it last time. You just make channel. So you can make channel as an int. You can make channels for ints. You can make channels for strings. Sorry, even structs. You can make channels for strings. That's for int. For alphabet, you can make channels for booleans. But the trick is that whatever that channel is meant to take, you cannot pass anything else through that channel. So if you are making channel for bool, you cannot pass integers through that channel. If you're making channels for int, you cannot pass bools or strings into that channel. So for example, if I'm trying to pass an integer through here, you will see it's an error because this channel is meant for bool. But if this channel is made for integers, I'm trying to pass integer through there, you can see that there's no more error here. So but that's not where we are going today. So now that we have initialized our channel, we can let's do our wait group. You know what wait group is, and if you don't know what wait group is, please you can check my next video. This just to wait for the whole Goroutines to finish running before returning and with the results, right? Or else it's just going to, you won't see your results, right? We can check that out and then we can see it, but refer to my previous videos. Yeah, so we have sync.wait group. So now we have sync.wait group here. So now the thing about this is an important concept in Go. When we have workers and we have workers and then we have receiver. Basically what this means is that workers or senders, they do the work, they send the code through the channel, and then a receiver just stays and receives it and do whatever you want to do with it. And that's the same concept we are going to do here. It's very important when you are working with in fintech products, because sometimes you don't want to spin up too many Goroutines just not doing anything, because you want to be able to manage your resources, right? You want to be able to manage your resources. So yeah, now let's start with the receiver. So we're going to have here, let's just call this, sorry, let's take this out of the way. Let's just call this receiver. Receiver, can't spell a receiver. Yeah, let's just call this receiver. So basically this is the Goroutine that is going to this is the Goroutine that is going to wait and collect whatever we are sending through the channel, and then it's going to do whatever we're going to do. But we're going to do the same thing we have been doing all this along. We're just going to increment the counter and see how we can increment this counter, and hopefully there's no race condition. Exactly. So just know that this was all to prevent race condition. So now let's do this. So we now have our counter. We initialize our counter as 0, so we are starting at 0, and then so what we are doing is that for val, this val is so now what we are doing, we are looping through, we are going to loop or range through the channel, this channel. So whatever is coming in through this channel, we are supposed to be getting it here as val, right? We range through the channel, we get whatever is coming through that channel as val, and then we just do counter plus equals to val. If you don't know what this is, the same thing as saying counter is equals to counter plus val, right? This same thing as saying counter is equals to counter plus val. Yeah, so we're just incrementing it, to the next step. So now basically we are done with this, right? So the next thing we want to do is let's do our sender. This way we are going to be sending this. We're going to spin up another Goroutine in which we are going to be sending. We are going to be sending our what do you call it? integers from. We're going to range from 1 to 1000 and keep sending it, and hopefully we collect it, we get it in the other in the receiver, and then make sure that the whole 1000 has been sent successfully. That's what we are trying to do here, so stay with me, right? So we start with for I is equals to 0. We should be used to this by now. So yeah, we have I greater than 1000. So sometimes you call this the worker. You can specify whatever worker that you want to have. Like sometimes people call this is like I greater than your less than your worker, right? I less than your worker, because you might want to limit the amount of Goroutines you're spinning up, right? So hide, that's it. And then we now have I plus plus, right? And yeah, so we are arranging this. So what do we do? Again, we are going to, when we are spinning up a Goroutine and we are trying to wait for all the Goroutines to finish spinning, you know what we do? We are going to have a wg.add. So what we are adding, since we are spinning one Goroutine, we are going to have wg plus add. We are adding one to it because we are spinning one Goroutine at a time. Yeah. So the next thing, this is our Goroutine here, go func. So we have our go func here. So basically this go func, what we are trying to do is, first of all, we are going to defer. You should know this already from my previous video. We're going to defer done. It's always good to tell it is done, so that it can tell the wait group that was waiting for it that everything that you need is done. If you want more, if you need more light, you can contact my previous video in this series, right? So that being said, so what we're going to do, we are going to, as we are arranging it, we are going to do ch1. So you're passing one. In fact, let me not just do one. Let me just do, as we're arranging it as I, let's pass the I into it, right? We can pass the I into it. Yeah, it's showing that the low variable captured. Yeah, basically what this means is that you're supposed to pass in, like maybe you're supposed to say you want to pass something into this Goroutine as an integer, and then you pass the I here. So what you're specifying, you want to pass the I here as an integer, then you call the I, and then the I gets passed in here. That's just what it means, but it doesn't really matter right now. So you can call it either ways, with or without the passing in on, with or without it, right? So basically, this is our, what do you call it? Basically, we are done here. We are basically done here. So now, what we are going to do is, we are going to, like I said, you need to wait for it, all the Goroutines to finish spinning before you return, right? And in that case, you you spin up another, Goroutine, telling it to wait, telling it to w.wait for it to finish spinning. And then once that when you're done, when it's sure that all the Goroutines has finished returning, you close your channel. It's as easy as that. So you are doing close channel, right? You're closing channel to prevent memory leak and all those things like that, right? So this is basically it. Let's try and visualize what's happening here. So now let's cut this out from here. This is where we are going to print our time duration here, because it's when the receiver receives the whole stub and do whatever it wants to do with the whole stub, which is just incrementing this. After it's done, then we can now print the time that was taken for it to get done, right? With channel counter. So I hope you're following me. So now let's call our code and let's run it. So we call this here what do you call it? That's with channel. Yeah, with channel. Let's do this. Let's clear this. Let's see. Go run main.go. Let's see what happens. See, this doesn't print, and I know why. I know why it's not going to print the result, because it is too fast. It's too fast. So this main function is just finishing fast while this thing is doing on the back, doing its stuff on the background. So you're going to have to wait or sleep for it, time dot sleep for like 1 second or something like that. So you're going to have, so that it's going to wait for it to finish printing, to finish its work before it returns, right? That's how fast Go can be. I know it's crazy, right? Times seconds, right? Times time dot second. Yeah, I think that time dot second. So now let's run this again. Go run main.go. As you can see, what was that? Okay, now this is not what we are expecting. All right, so now this is like a normal, how you trace a normal bug. So what is happening here is that we're not supposed to be passing I, so it's doing every time I, it's passing I and doing I plus plus. So if, for example, I starts from 0, it's passing in 0 here. I goes to 1, pass 1, I goes to 2, it pass 2, I goes to 3. So because it's ranging it. So we're not that's not what we want to do. So we're going to now make just pass 1. Just need it to pass 1. Just count 1,000 times. That's 1,000, so we can keep track of it. And by that, we don't really need to pass in any figure here. So don't panic if sometimes you run your code, you don't get your desired result. You debug it. It's part of coding. It's part of being a software engineer. You debug it. Sometimes is that the bugs can be this silly, right? So now let's run that again. Go run main.go. Exactly, you're passing in 1,000, or you're passing in 1 into the channel 1,000 times. So you can see this is it. This is your counter is 1,000. This is the time taken. And yeah, so I hope you learned something today. I really do hope you learned something. If you still need to more clarity, please message me, share, like, encourage me, so that and share to all communities, people learning Go, they will find this useful. Thank you.